This year's Idul Fitri marked the first for President Prabowo Subianto as he opened the doors of the State Palace for a grand open house, welcoming thousands eager to shake hands, exchange warm holiday wishes, and enjoy traditional Lebaran dishes like ketupat and opor ayam. Earlier in the day, the president performed Eid prayer at the iconic Istiqlal Mosque, a tradition followed by many of his predecessors. But where did this tradition begin? Is performing prayers at Istiqlal Mosque and holding open houses at the palace a long-standing rule, a deep-rooted tradition, or simply a matter of personal preference? Let's take a journey through history to see how Indonesia's past presidents have celebrated Idul Fitri.
Presiden Soekarno berada di Sukabumi.
Indonesia's President Soekarno loved grand gestures, and his Eid celebration were no exception. He introduced halal bihalal at the State Palace, a formal gathering for forgiveness and togetherness, strengthening the bond between the leader and the people. However, his celebrations were different from today's open houses. Guests, including ministers, foreign diplomats, and citizens, took part in a structured greeting session. And where did he pray? Right in the palace courtyard. Istiqlal Mosque hadn't been built yet. Fast forward to the New Order era, and we see President Suharto making history as the first Indonesian president to perform Eid prayers at the newly built Istiqlal Mosque in 1970, setting a precedent for many presidents after him. He also embraced Soekarno's halal bihalal tradition but expanded it, hosting a large-scale open house where both state officials and the public could greet him at the palace. Indonesia's third president, B.J. Habibie, delivered an Eid Eve speech at Istiqlal Mosque, kicking off the holiday spirit before joining prayers there the next day. Gus Dur turned the State Palace into a warm, informal gathering space, making his open house feel like a family living room where anyone could come in and celebrate together. Next up, the fourth president, Megawati Soekarnoputri, followed the tradition, performing prayers at Istiqlal and holding an open house at the palace. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, or SBY, made the open house more structured, welcoming government officials in the morning and citizens in the afternoon. Some even asked him for baby name suggestions or even a monetary gift, locally known as ang pao. Joko Widodo added a personal touch, often celebrating outside Jakarta, performing Eid prayers in cities like Surakarta and Bogor. His open houses weren't also limited to the presidential palace in Jakarta. They were also held at the Bogor Presidential Palace, though the pandemic later put a pause on large gatherings. Looking back, it's clear that neither praying at Istiqlal Mosque nor holding an open house is a strict rule. Suharto, Megawati, and SBY followed the Istiqlal tradition consistently, while Gus Dur and Jokowi took a more flexible approach. Open houses have evolved. Some presidents embraced them fully, while others reshaped or skipped the tradition. Now, President Prabowo is adding his own mark. His first open house drew thousands, and his prayers at Istiqlal marked the start of his first Eid al-Fitr celebration in office. One thing remains unchanged. Eid al-Fitr is a time of unity, forgiveness, and togetherness, bringing Indonesia's leaders and its people closer no matter where or how it's celebrated. Maudi Kalisha and Sri Rizky for See Today.